Good morning, appetizing acquaintances. Crispy children, delicious friends, welcome to one and all for Gothic Brunch. We are joined today by so many of my most favorite friends. We are going to start with quick introductions and then jump into the difficulties in which they have placed themselves, I must clarify. I'm Kyle. I use he, him pronouns. I will be your dragon manager for this session. Let's start right to left this time. How about Matt?
What up? I'm Matthew Foreman. That's me. I'm, at Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter. I play Delilah. I use he, him pronouns. Delilah uses she, her pronouns. She's a great player. That's it.
Delilah Barrel Hunt, the most specific, correct name. Yes. Peter Voss.
Hi, yes, I am Peter Voss. You can also call me Adam. I am known on Twitter as the hashtag Punbard. I make daily Dungeons & Dragons puns for your enjoyment. Sometimes I do other stuff, but primarily it's puns. I use he, him pronouns. I will be playing Quint Wheelwright, my homebrew class, the Toolist, also using he, him pronouns. And we'll see how well he does at trying to be a non-threatening person.
I mean, when you're walking around in, powered armor, looking like you're an iron golem or whatever, that's, not intimidating at all. Which is funny because I think that his personality is, like, the least intimidating of all of this party. In his heart. Speaking of what's in their heart, how about Val?
Hey, everybody. One day I'll figure out what to say during intros for the first part. I am the Nerdy Niffler. This is why I just steal Matthew. I am the Nerdy Niffler on Twitter. I'm playing Ambrosia, the Archfey Changeling Disaster Child, who uses they, them pronouns. I am Val, who uses she, her pronouns. Am I Val? Am I Mothman? Who am I? Goodbye. Very bad intro.
Keep working on it. We'll keep workshopping it. We'll work this out somehow. All right. And once she could pull herself together, Emma.
Hello. Hello, I'm Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter, and I use she, her pronouns. And today, I am playing Annabelle, who also uses she, her pronouns, and she is our resident werewolf, ancestral barbarian.
Spoopy.
Spoopy.
Very spoopy.
Or spoopy.
There it is.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. So, where we left off. Yes, we're in the city of Creedhall, in the land of Krevborna, which is a university town where the party had previously been undertaking some jobs for the dean of the university to investigate some zombie attacks. One thing led to another. Things got out of hand. Words were said. And now the dean, who has somehow delved into otherworldly powers, has told them to leave the city by moonrise, which is more or less sunset, or else he will be forced to use his not inconsiderable power against them. The party have decided to journey to just outside of town to a manor house that they had previously tried to burglarize because it might have some sort of connection possibly to the zombie attacks. They're not sure what the nature of that connection is. During their previous foray, most of them hid in the bushes while Ambrosia went into the basement, decided that the brooms were too spooky for her, came back up, got caught, and then changed into an exact duplicate of the man of the house, Martinez de Rosalba, and then they fled without really getting a lot. So I guess that's why you're going back, right? Because you didn't get much out of that, and you're hoping to maybe learn something this time. Is that? Tell me if I'm wrong, because I honestly, who knows why your group makes the decisions that they make.
We messed up slightly more with I was disguised as that dude, and then Quint and I had a whole Lupin the Third act going on where I pretended Quint was finally able to capture Jack, the dastardly thief, and it all ended really awkwardly and terribly. And then we fled. So if I change my face, he won't know who I am. So we're fine.
Awkward and terrible is almost like the tagline for this group anyway, so it's fine. It's all fine. That's what the thing is. But that's why we love them. So, it is, I think we determined that at this point it was midday to early afternoon. You had an early day taking that boat ride over to the university and going through the sewers. Spent some time there, and then made your way back, and spent some time in the city. And so, yeah, I guess it's probably mid-afternoon. Is there anything you need to do in town before you head out to the Di Rosalba Lake House?
I feel like I was gonna... Oh no, we took care of that with Fluval.
With Fluval, yes, you got...
Okay.
you used Ambrosia's Sprite Familiar to send word to your...
That's right.
Clan? I don't know what the right...
Yeah. Probably, yeah, pack.
Pack, that's right, yes, your pack. Because Barbarian really is just how we model your thing. She's not actually a barbarian per se.
That's right.
Yeah, it just was the thing that fit closest.
Werewolf first.
Right. It's more about the werewolf than the barbarian per se. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so, yes.
Before I forget, can we go and buy a lockpick kit or some sort of thieves' tools? Because every time we go and try and unlock a door, I forget we don't have them.
You can certainly buy one. Do any of you know how to use one?
No.
I just break doors.
Yeah, we just break them.
I can help break them faster.
Yeah, I think we gotta let's go
Also,
for it.
Do we have a lot of healing kits as well?
I have my healers.
Yeah, Delilah had recharged, or had resupplied last session, I recall. I think I recall. Is that right, Matthew? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
How much time are we spending between here and the mansion? Are we
Maybe an hour.
Do any of you want to benefit from gearing up?
Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Let's see how that works. What is that? Is that where you're gonna work on my axe?
A little bit. Unfortunately, like working on your axe would take a long rest to do.
Oh, okay.
But gearing up would give y'all a bit of a benefit. So I have 4 options available. The 2 of them are weapon options, 2 of them are armor options. You can choose one. For weapons, you can either get +2 on melee weapon damage or +2 on ranged weapon damage. For armor, you can get temporary HP equal to my level and int modifier, or you can get 2 damage reduction.
I would like to go with the weapon modifier for my axe.
Oh, you'll get +2 for the next hour on your damage.
Thank you.
I'll go with 2 damage reduction.
All right, for the next hour.
I too will go with damage reduction.
Alrighty, for the next hour. Awesome.
Okay, yeah, we'll say that takes effect kind of as you get there, because it'll be more fun that way. As you get there, you see a number of new carriages in front of the house. Let me move you onto the right theater scene, because that will be more entertaining. There you go. And then why don't we show everybody else? Oh no, I actually do need to change the scene, however. That will help. So you have left the city, and this is not an exact representation of the house. This is just to give you kind of the vibe. Yes. Yes. So there are a number of other carriages and servants in the sort of driveway in front of the house. What do you do?
Is there anybody? Do we see? The carriages are all empty. These are just parked carriages. There's no one around.
No, I think there are a couple of servants standing around them, like the drivers and attendants and whatnot. It's not like crowded, but there are 2 or 3 people there.
Okay.
Do we want to go and ask the servants what's happening? Because there are a lot of carriages, and I think they would be less agreeable to us just walking in on that home after we try. Oh no, actually, maybe they won't murder us if they have guests.
Quint is going to hang back for the moment.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to the nearest servant that's outside.
What persona are you in?
I will. God, which one will I use? Oh no.
You tell me. I'll assume that you did it before you walked up to them. I'm not like you're going to walk up and, like, as they see you, just bloop.
Oh, I know who would be great here. Because I was thinking Penny Farthing, but no, you know what? Romy walks up.
Oh no!
I cannot. Okay, all right. This is what's happening now.
Yeah, Romy with her long blonde hair is gonna walk up and she's gonna be like, so, we're here for like the event. Which is the best way to go in? Do you go like dramatic entrance through the front, or like swoosh and like glitter, or do we go around the back and be like all subtle and like dangerous?
Are you at the right place?
Oh, 100%. At least this is what the invite said, and if it's not, I am going to majorly explode.
They all, as soon as you say majorly explode, literally they all take, as in unison, a step back. They're like,
Yeah.
They look at, then finally they shrug, you know what, it's not our house. I guess you'd knock on the front door.
Oh my god, thank you so much. You're so sweet. Like, just thank you so much. I'm not going to explode, really. It's like a turn of phrase, but also I might really explode, so, like, keep 2 steps back.
Yeah, they all take 2 more steps back. And you notice that on the backs of those carriages are a number of crates with that family crest on it.
That family crest.
Yeah.
The one we saw in the creepy-ass church?
Correct.
Alrighty then. Gonna subdue my instant urge to rob everything that I see that might be expensive. Yeah. I'm gonna go to where Quinn and Di are saying. He's like, okay, so the situation is the servants are like not sure what's going on or anything, so they just like walk up to the door and knock. How do we feel about it?
We're here to talk to them, so coming up to the front door and knocking seems appropriate.
All right. See, this is Delilah. You're so smart. I love it. You're so cute. So smart. I'm gonna walk up to the front door, I guess. Is everyone going to the front door?
I hang back like 15 feet or so. Like, I don't want to be. I assume the person's like personal space bubbles increase is in proportion to like how armored somebody is. So I'm gonna hang a little back.
So as you stomp up in your steampunk powered armor, sir, every eye is on you. Not on the young blonde woman, not on the decrepit old crone, not on... Annabelle's just a regular person, I think, right? Like, as far as they... Like, at this moment, she's just, like, I don't know, dressed in, I don't know, work clothes or something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just, it's not like I'm wandering around in a loincloth.
Right,
I'm
right.
Just a person. I happen to have a big old axe. I'm just a dude.
Yeah. But Quint is not just a dude. That's what I'm getting at. Is, yeah. So they all look at him and they're like... Yeah.
Wait, can I wonder, could I sort of, because I have my visor down, could I sort of make it seem like I'm an automaton?
Sure. Give me a deception check.
Because if they think I'm just like a machine, it could just be a piece of equipment.
Sure.
17 plus my charisma. That would be a 19.
All right. Yeah, they look at each other. They kind of take a step back, but then they kind of look at Romy a little bit differently, assuming that Romy owns this thing. And they're like, rich people are weird anyway, so it's fine. So, yeah, there's, these large kind of hanging, rings to, to knock on the door, young Frankenstein style. And I guess so. As you knock, right? That's what Ambrosia's doing. Yeah, a middle-aged woman opens the door. She's in the kind of housekeeper type clothes. She's like, she kind of when she sees you, she sticks her head out, kind of looks from side to side. Oh, yes. Can I help you?
Yeah, so we're here to see the heads of the household.
Are they expecting you?
Oh, totally.
I see. And whom may I say has arrived?
The urge to say the people who robbed you earlier are strong. Tell them that acquaintances of the Dean of Creed Hall are here to speak with them of a matter of extreme urgency.
Her eyebrows go up.
I know.
She takes a step back. She says, "One moment." And she goes, and you hear some voices chattering, and you hear whatever kind of just like background noise conversation in the house, stop. And out strides Elena. So, for those who may not recall, Elena is a adult woman. Hard to gauge much about her age because she wears a veil at all times. And she moves kind of slowly, a little bit, not too slowly, kind of almost gracefully, and walks up and looks, and she says, "Hang on, let me roll a die."
Oh no.
Well, I mean, let's be clear. Delilah and Annabelle are not in different forms. And she stops and she says, "Why have you come back?"
And Ambrosia is going to drop the facade. He's like, because I thought that meant that she could see through me. And also we're going for honesty at this point. So, going to go and say, we are here on peaceful terms. We think something is going on and people are getting sick in town with blue rot, and it is linked to something in Crete Hall, and we want to help, but we may need your assistance, and we just want to talk.
Yes, we are aware of the outbreak. Why don't you join our discussion? But I warn you, my brother will be back. And she turns and she leads you into the 3 or 4 of you. Is the automaton going to stomp into the house as well?
Yes.
Great.
Because, as far as like a bit, if whoever is in,
This is fine. This is no problem. This is great. Yeah. So everybody sees this giant automaton go stomping into the house. You go and recall the entrance has sort of a cabinet of curiosities, right? Of little doodads and knickknacks and tchotchkes that appear to be from all over the world, right? And appear to be, have different sorts of weird symbolism to them. It's not all just one thing, right? It's like his collection from travels and so forth. So as you're led in there, you see a couple of priests of the Church of Saintly Blood, and you see 1 or 2 other very well-dressed individuals that you don't recognize, but they're kind of all standing around a table, and there are some papers spread out, and they're very quiet, and they're all turned and looking at you and coming in. And Elena, these are people who claim to be associated with Dean Wolfstan and wanted to inform us of the outbreak in town. Do not trust them, she says to her friends about you, and turns back to you, veil over her face still. What is it that you believe we should know?
Well, here's the thing. So, I'm going to try and be honest, which is against my normal protocol, so I made... Listen, we think the dean is doing experiments in the library. We found one of his neglected experiments in the sewers underneath, and it seems to be linked to the blue rot that is happening. The dean has tried at every turn to tamper with our investigations, tried to shut them down. But we don't wish to condemn the entire city of Crete Hall, to blue rot, so we're trying to be nice and do something about it.
Can you give me a persuasion check? Not deception, because as far as you know, everything you just said was accurate.
Everything I said was above board. That is, 12.
Your attempts are appreciated. We are aware of the outbreak, and certainly everyone is aware for the last several days of the irregularities in the city. Did you say that Dean Wolfstan didn't want you to investigate this?
Dean Wolfstan, once our investigation reached a point which concerned the university, and perhaps its more nefarious dealings, attempted to shut down our investigation by ordering us to leave. Why would someone with the motives for helping Crete Hall do that?
One of the priests speaks up and says, kind of nodding at the automaton, were any of you involved with the recent disturbance at the university?
You'll have to be a lot more specific. That university seems real weird.
I believe yesterday in the library?
Yes. Well, we were attempting to find that guy who I remember the name of. Give me 2 seconds. No, I don't remember his name. The hot guy.
Dr. Kipling, the hot guy.
We attempted to find that hot guy, Dr. Kipling. And that led us into the library. We thought perhaps the restricted section could offer some more clarity on his whereabouts. In there, we discovered things of a nature which none of us have ever encountered before. Surely something that does not belong in a place of learning, but in a controlled scientific laboratory.
One of the other men in the room, not the priests, when you say doesn't belong there but in a laboratory, what kind of things did you find under there?
Clockwork machines.
Alina chuckles. Anything else besides clockworks?
I'm gonna fish out the drawings of the runes that I took.
The what?
The runes that were all in that laboratory, that were like different thingamadoops that we took.
Oh, the rubbing. Okay, yes, of the various archdevils and demon lords and archfey and all of that. Yes, you did get rubbings of those. Oh, you definitely did. That.
Listen, I'm just going full transparent. If they're evil, they will let us know real quick.
Yeah, all right.
You make your choices. I just try to roll with it. They all kind of murmur for a moment at this. Can you give me just the persuasion check?
Dice don't fail me now. That's much better. That'll be 19
Total?
total. Yeah.
Okay. One of the priests, a woman, steps up, and she kind of like reaches out. May I inspect them?
Sure thing. I want to roll an insight check on her.
Okay, what are you trying to determine?
Trying to read the room a bit, but I'm gonna see if she looks suspicious in any way.
All right.
Besides the obvious way. Alrighty, that is level 16.
She's not about to turn and run with the papers or anything like that. She does the. You say reading the room. The general feeling did kind of shift when you pulled out these papers from under there to, wait a minute. Like they softened a tiny bit.
Alrighty then. I don't know if that's good or bad.
And she flips through them. She's standing there right, like I said, she's not trying to take them away from you. She literally just wants to kind of look through them, kind of nods. Okay. She looks back at the others and she says, I don't know if everything this one says is true, but there may be more here than we were previously aware of.
Listen, we've found things in our investigations, and against every better judgment, we could have turned and ran. That was probably more of the sensible option. It was probably an option that would ensure our longevity. We decided to come here and try and help. Which, believe me, goes against our modus operandi, because we break a lot of shit. Things.
Aletta speaks up. She says, yes, turning and running does seem to be your usual mode of operation from what I understand.
There's only room for one sassy person, and I'm filling that quota. And also Delilah.
And also you're in my house.
Well, do any of us own houses?
Yes, no, I own this house. No, there's no real question about that. Yes.
For now.
One of the male priest, he kind of tilts his head.
Listen, we're trying our best to help the town of Creed Hall not essentially collapse in on itself. As I said, the dean told us to leave, or there would be consequences, and we chose to come here and seek out your help, knowing that it would be a dangerous situation for us to be in. But we put it in, we came into this situation, and we're trusting you to believe us.
And what is it you want from us?
To understand what's going on and the ways we can prevent a total annihilation of Creed Hall.
So you wish us to inform you of what's happening, is that right?
So that perhaps we can all work together to try and stop it.
They turn and they look at Delilah and Annabelle. They pay very little attention at this point to Quint. Good job, Quint. And you two, what is it that you wish out of this? You who have returned to the scenes of your crimes.
I look around. I don't remember committing any crimes here in this house. I simply came when I heard a ruckus, a noise.
Yes, the ruckus of your friend breaking into the house and using fiendish magic within our home.
They're an adult. They can make their own choices. I am trying to stop the spread of an undead menace, but I am starting to wonder if you have a vested interest in actually stopping it. After all, it was your barrels that contained the putrid water and the source of corruption.
That's not them making that face. That's me making that face. Elena grows very still when you say that. And one of the kind of merchant folks in there leans forward very intently, eyebrows raised. I'm sorry, say that again about the part about the barrels. What?
The barrels bearing the crest of the Di Rosalva family were what contained the source of the foul experiments in the creation of the undead. And I even checked that the Di Rosalvas weren't, barrel makers, and that this was just a coincidence.
Elena literally kind of rocks back on her heels when you say that. Do you know who owned these? I realize they had our crest. Do you know who owned these barrels?
Believe it was Dr. Bertram Kipling. Well, that's who we were after when we found them.
At that, the room goes stone cold silent. Well, Elena, she kind of gets choked up, and she mutters something kind of under her breath about those being for charitable purposes.
Well, the charity that seems to be running here has these people that are working it, or someone working it, are turning the downtrodden and the vulnerable into undead minions, using your money and resources.
You literally hear her just swear by Saint Victera.
Which saint is that?
That is the patron saint of charitable action.
Okay.
Delilah would definitely know. No religion check required. Delilah would know that.
Right. I would like to roll an insight check to scan for sincerity.
All right, fair. Absolutely.
21.
Elena is truly and sincerely surprised. She doesn't seem to be holding anything back. The others aren't quite exactly sure of all the details of what's going on, but they don't appear to be anything other than trying to figure out what all this means. And their reaction indicated they recognized at least the name of Dr. Kipling.
Excuse me. Excuse me again. Where is this charity of yours operating from?
From here, it's not... No. From time to time, we provide medical supplies to those who are alleviating the suffering of those who are ill or downtrodden, etc. Dr. Kipling was supposedly engaged in medical research. We provided him with supplies for that purpose. And you are telling me that he's been using these supplies for this plague?
Yes, it would appear so. I can show you a very dangerous item that I found in Dr. Bertram Kipling's possession. And I will pull out the thing that it's wrapped in cloth, probably a nice thick burlap cloth.
Yeah.
I will pull out the urn. And I will set it down.
Oh yeah, that urn. So let's remind our friendly people who are watching.
It turns people to dust. Tries to, anyway.
Let me go back in here. I'm going to pull open a handout. Let's see. So the urn looks like this. I mean, it's not, a friendly look. Yeah. And then the... what's the other thing? Oh, yes. That creepy skull.
Yes.
Yeah. Although you're keeping the skull covered, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not showing them the skull because I don't want to shoot it.
Right. But just, I think, setting something that clearly has, that shape to it next to this urn, I feel like... yeah, we've got this and we've got that. Yeah. You see the priests reach up to the little vials of blood hanging from around their neck. Well, can you give me a persuasion check at advantage?
Sure. Okay. Oh, that's cocked. Okay. 16.
All right. It's not bad.
Yeah, not too shabby.
This is concerning. This is very concerning. Concerning is one word for it. Yes.
Is this the Elena? Red lady? Lady in red. Lady in red.
She's fine. I don't know why anybody finds her suspicious at all.
What's under the veil, Kyle?
You've never looked under the veil.
You gotta be rude.
Yeah.
I gotta go over and be like
Yeah, and every time somebody kind of gets close to her, you notice that she kind of she almost habitually just doesn't let anybody just look at her straight on.
Where's a gust of wind spell when you need it?
Yeah.
Oh. And there's not... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Emma.
Well, I was going to ask about... there's no that any of us are aware of, like, a religious practice that involves, like, not looking directly at anybody or wearing a veil. There's no religious connection to that, is there?
No, there's not any common religious practice. This is not the equivalent of wearing like a head covering that different religions have, anything like that. Yeah.
It taken some sort of vow of sorts, but all right, well.
I'm gonna say, now. Those are the things that we know. Do you have a vested interest in stopping this plague or not?
Elena tells you, I have dedicated my family's not inconsiderable fortune and what years remain in my life on this world, specifically to helping those who have been cursed, hexed, jinxed, afflicted with the evil eye. This is close. Yes, Annabelle, are you?
That's not Annabelle, that's Emma.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Annabelle is just quietly, she's a sponge.
She's just a stone cold. Yeah, all right.
Stone cold wolf.
T-shirts.
What is Ambrosia doing during all of this?
Well, for one thing, their expression immediately went, at the word fortune, and was like, no, this is not the time. Focus. And is just, again, noting down her reactions, because if she's above board, it's trying to figure out, so the dean sent us after Professor Kipling, who has dealings with the Rosalba family, and trying to connect all the threads about everything that's going on. Because not above board.
Yeah, I don't think the dean is actually behind it. I think the dean is arrogant and is being played.
Yeah, and I'm wondering whether if Elena is sincere, then Bertram and her brother.
Yeah.
Oh, her brother's not here.
Yeah.
Okay, Delilah is going to look around the room and say, where's your brother?
He is on a related mission for us.
And he has also dedicated his life to the same cause?
Elena kind of shrugs. He has not dedicated his life to helping the afflicted. And the others speak up. One of the priest speaks up. The female priest. But we do share a bond and our goal and an ideal.
Okay.
Are you okay, Adam?
I like to think the automaton was like, yes.
I'm going to say, it suddenly occurs to me that there are an awful lot of people in this room for a sensitive matter. Do you trust everyone in this room? Excluding us, of course. You have the reason to trust us.
They are long-standing allies, yes.
Okay. How can we assist in... How can we find Dr. Kipling?
If Dr. Kipling is indeed whom you seek, I believe I may know where he is.
Oh boy, howdy. And Delilah doesn't say
Oh, that's what a shame.
I was imagining it coming out and saying, oh boy, howdy.
Delilah will say, and where would that be?
He has a ship. A boat, perhaps. that sails out into the loch. It's probably docked. Well, he has a family dock, so it's probably there, some distance away. That ship has been used from time to time to pick up these supplies that we provided for his research. And Elena's voice is just dripping with scorn and disdain and frustration when she refers to his research. He's a dangerous man. You should understand.
Follow up.
I know that he didn't. In my mind, I just see the automaton saluting right there. Like,
I'm gonna say that Dr. Bertram Kipling isn't the only dangerous person or persons in this town. I'm gonna look over to Quinn and Annabelle.
But not Ambrosia!
They don't need to know Ambrosia's dangerous.
I think they've already figured that out since they saw Ambrosia do their shape-changing thing before. So...
Alexa, play Ariana Grande's Dangerous Woman as I walk out.
You know, Val, it's a good thing you have earbuds in because I was going to do something today that already happened to you the other night.
If this was an anime... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. What was it?
If this was an anime, Quint would totally be right now like Alphonse from Full Metal Alchemist, just like sweat drops.
All right, Ambrosia, what was the thing?
I was going to ask, just out of interest, who came to you with the proposal of a deal between Mr. Dr. Kipling and yourselves?
Well, Dr. Kipling, he is aware of our charitable work. This is Elena speaking. Though, and she looks at her friends here, I don't think he's quite familiar with all of our activities. And the priests give you an enigmatic smile.
So, Dr. Kipling came to you with the idea of working together for medical research. Did he come to you alone, or both of you?
Oh, do you mean to me and my brother?
Yes.
Well, no, he came to speak to me. My brother's public reputation is not the sort of one that he would have found interesting for his purposes. At least as far as he knew.
Interesting.
There is more to Martinus than meets the eye, but...
Yeah, there were sentient brooms downstairs in the attic. I'm really getting that vibe.
That's where they are! Okay, sorry.
Remove the killer brooms from your basement! This is just me speaking as a player!
Okay, me just pulling back the curtain a tiny bit. Remember how I told you that particular door hadn't been opened in a very long time? That was just a forgotten closet that you wandered
It was
into.
a literal broom closet!
I want to see if I can spot something.
All right.
I want to look at the people gathered and see if, one, they have any sorts of maybe not necessarily dangerous stuff, but you know, the dredgers were all about like finding lost secrets and stuff like that. So do they have any sort of like paraphernalia on them? Or second thing, do any of them have any symbology related to the protean sparks? Just like about their person.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Oh, no. That would be a whopping 8.
Certainly no symbology. When you say dangerous items, I mean...
Well, not dangerous items.
Sorry.
But, like, you know how, like, if somebody has, like a fancy ring that, you know, like something that they might have, like, got at a pawn shop that's, like, This is like an antique vintage stuff that like was like from the ancient era or something like that.
The two merchants are wearing jewelry. None of it catches your eye as being particularly suspicious in that way. And the priests just have the typical paraphernalia and symbology that you are accustomed to seeing on priests of the Church of Saintly Blood. So they have, a little bit of filigree. It's mostly black and white with that, that you have grown up seeing everywhere. It is as common here as think like in the U.S. of seeing people wearing a cross around their neck. It's a very similar sort of thing. So, let me reset here. Yes, we believe he's on a boat. The lock is very large. Probably docking some distance away. And that is likely how he operates. He did only reach out to me, but that would make sense as I'm the head of our charitable activities. That's the word. And my brother handles other matters.
This is all so suspicious and not above board. It's Crabborna.
So, what if indeed things are as you say they are, and it appears that you're on the right track, what do you need to end this plague?
I don't think we know that yet. But I think getting to Bertram Kipling is the start. Keeping him alive till we can find out how he's doing this experiment. It has to do with the water and by that extension, moss. So perhaps it's fungal in nature. Spores, perhaps.
If I were to hazard a guess, probably the experiments from the university are getting into the sewers, filtering out into the lake, and poisoning the water source.
It is possible. But we are the source point of pollution. I don't know how else to say it. The source point of pollution wasn't found at the university when we did investigate.
Yeah, that wasn't the source of... Yeah. Certainly there was stuff happening there, but you didn't find, like, a main concentration or anything like that.
Yeah.
So perhaps it could be... Yeah, because that question, does the lake outside always show trippy visions?
Yes, it's legendary for that.
Ambrosia forgot about it. Listen, Ambrosia forgot about it. So if the lake is always going to give trippy visions, and Blue Order is connected to it, it could be coming from the ship.
Yes, the pollutant could be coming from the ship.
So just general historical knowledge and lore. The lake has long been revered as a place where, when struck by moonlight, it reveals omens of the future and horrific deeds of the past. There is something about the place, and Krevbornites have long understood this. And the priest, she speaks up. This lake water may indeed have properties beyond our previous understanding, and if anyone could understand how it operates, and how to use it, Dr. Kipling could well be that sort. He's certainly intelligent and accomplished enough.
Yes. But I think that if we are going to go find Dr. Bertram Kipling and put a stop to this, we're going to need a bit more time. The dean wants us out of this town by sunset. We'll need someone to run interference while we deal with
Well,
this problem.
you are, in fact, outside of the city limits now.
That's good.
I don't know how long, but for the immediate purposes, you see Aletta kind of like... Actually, you know what? Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. 18.
You may stay here for a short time, but be warned. They look specifically at Ambrosia when they say this. There will be appropriate supervision.
Like, that's ever stopped me.
Please tell me you say that out loud.
I say it under my breath. Like, that's ever stopped me.
You see one of the merchants in back kind of like... Oh.
That's a look I'm familiar with.
Listen, we just don't want you to abuse our hospitality in the service of this greater good.
Listen, I understand. I promise to be on my best behavior throughout this entire trip. I lie.
It's gonna say crossing the fingers doesn't
help convince anybody. I'm assuming the crossed fingers was just Val. Very well. So, we can provide you shelter for a short time. It's not sustainable, but for now. What else do you need to carry out this investigation or mission?
Probably all of the dealings between you and Bertram Kipling, any documents that you might have pertaining to this.
We donated bandages, containers, medical instruments, that sort of thing. Nothing particularly unusual. We didn't even provide him with funds. He usually doesn't need those, considering his family background.
Family background, you say? Tell me everything.
He is a man of means. Well-to-do family. He likely has...
rich people corrupt in this town.
He likely has... perhaps he has other patrons. I do not know.
I know a thing or two about patrons.
What was that?
Nothing. Everything? No. Oh, what a beautiful day.
You are such a strange one.
It's part of my charm.
We'll call it that. Very well. I can look and see if we can find... Perhaps... Yes, and she goes off and she gets like a ledger book and hands it to you. And she says, perhaps there might be something in here that could help you identify the location. Do any of you want to investigate this book?
I will.
Quint does, but he can't right
Quit. My automaton and I shall retire. He shall go
But perhaps you could, because you're in sort of like, yeah, there's this room with this big table on it and papers and stuff and chairs. Perhaps you can examine this book in here. There is other sensitive information, and while you may see it, we would rather not lose this book.
I have no idea. You know what? That's fair.
So who wants to make the investigation check? Is it going to be Ambrosia or is it going to be somebody else?
Oh, I have a proficiency in investigation.
All right. Does anybody want to help her in any way? Besides Quint.
Yeah, am I in a position to actually just, like, peek at it?
I don't. You could peek at it, but like studying through the book, checking for locations and so forth, I think would be challenging.
Ambrosia, I will give you guidance out of D4.
Thank you. Alrighty then. Okay. That's not a beautiful. Hi everybody. I'm good at D&D. So 10, 23.
Very good. I'm so impressed.
Me too.
So let's take about while they are investigating this, while Ambrosia's looking at this, what are Annabelle and Delilah doing? Because it's going to take them some time to kind of go through all of this.
I'm gonna talk to Elena. Now, you're saying that you are willing to generously house us for a very brief period of time. Is your brother going to be as hospitable as you are?
You'll have to ask him. I have never had much luck understanding him as much as I wish. Her voice kind of catches when she says that.
All right. I am a bit familiar with that idea and concept. My other question is, I believe that everybody carries something with them, and everybody's journey is challenging. However, I am curious, and please don't feel pressured to respond, but I am curious. What is it that drove you to become involved in your charitable actions?
Can you make a persuasion check for me, please, Annabelle?
Oh, dear. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that's a 15.
Her body language is very tight and very defensive, and she says, "Seeing the suffering of others and their afflictions should be all the motivation one needs, shouldn't it?"
Yes, I do agree with you that seeing others and what they must carry with them can drive you to do that. I also do believe that sometimes when we ourselves are afflicted, that it drives us to help those with similar afflictions. All right, well, that was a lovely chat then.
No, she just literally just stands there and says nothing.
Well, it is a mighty lovely veil that you're wearing. And thank you for your hospitality.
She's just letting it be awkward right there. She's just, yeah.
That's fine. Annabelle is comfortable and awkward. She just stands there and crosses her arms.
What is Delilah doing during this exchange and during Ambrosia's investigation?
I think I'm good. I think I did what Delilah wanted to do. I'm just looking around. I'm just kind of watching, being a shady lady, watching the priests and stuff, keeping an eye on them, but not like adversarially, just curiosity. That's it.
I think the priest wants to talk to you, Delilah.
Okay.
It says so, and they use a local term that's more or less equivalent to grandmother, but it's sort of like just a general term of respect for older women. Grandmother, if I may, you do seem perhaps... Well, it's interesting that you with this group What exactly is it that you contribute to their activities?
Well, I'm sort of ferrying some lost souls here. I offer them guidance and counsel, healing when they are wounded, and whatever knowledge I can provide.
I see. I see. And your interest in this current very unfortunate situation within Creed Hall, is this a matter with which you have any experience?
With hordes of undead? No, I wouldn't say I have experience with that, no.
The illness, blue rot? It was identified very specifically by your friend over there.
Well, I know medicine, I know diseases, and when my friend came under it after the undead attack at the inn, I was able to identify it.
It's good. It's good. Saints be praised that you are here with them. As you say, ferrying these lost souls.
Saints be praised. And what kind of guidance or assistance do you offer this council here, this gathering?
They smile wanly. She says, "The church has considerable power that can be used to different ends. Certainly, it is my hope to ensure that that power it provides is used to ensure mankind's survival in these dark times in which we live."
Dark times indeed. And what do you make of the Dean of Creed Hall?
He has, from time to time, been a fellow traveler, but some time ago he had a falling out with the leader of our church who studied at Creed Hall University. And since then, well, we've had less dealings with the university in general, and certainly with Dr. Wolfstand.
The leader of the entire church?
Yes, Brother Lazarus.
Ah, yes, of course. The very revered Brother Lazarus.
As you say.
Ooh. Alright.
All of y'all just shuddered.
Yeah, it's not a great name.
It's
not great.
What are you talking about?
Well, the Dean did put us on this mission. I really don't feel as if he's behind the machinations. I just think he is... I think he thinks of himself more powerful than he actually is. And I have concerns that people beneath him are playing him for a fool.
Do you not think he is a powerful man?
Powerful, yes. I just don't think he's as powerful as he thinks he is. I think he's... If there's anything I've learned from my time studying Saint Nephemias, it's that death can come for everyone.
In the end, death does come for us all. And all we can hope for is that our deeds will have led us to the Holy Mountain.
To the Holy Mountain, and away from the clutches of depravity and witchcraft.
As you say, Yes, the Dean is a powerful man. What sorts of powers he wields are perhaps beyond my knowledge.
Well, I'm sure there's things you know that I don't.
I'm
It
sure
looks like
there
it-
are.
It looks like in this endeavor there are things I know that you don't.
And that is why your presence here is appreciated. Let's say. I love playing with you, Matt.
I enjoy playing with you as well.
So, Ambrosia, your investigation, you rolled like a 23 or so? Yes. It's fantastic. You are so good at this. So you have
Which
determined a few things. One of which is that it turns out that tucked away in one of the receipts and letters, but there's only one occurrence in this, so it's not surprising, perhaps, that Elena didn't notice it. There is, in fact, a... Let's see. Yes. First of all, there are two things. One is that Kipling owns some lakeside property several miles south of Creed Hall. You're on the north side of the city now. No, I am him. So, yes, the dean is in this... Or, sorry, not the dean, sorry. Dr. Kipling has this... has property several miles south of town, registered... And it's properly registered in his name and all of that. The other thing is there's a reference in one of the pieces of correspondence to the well-known tragedy that his family suffered many years ago. It doesn't specify what it is, just kind of that, well, as everyone knows, sort of thing.
boy, howdy.
Oh boy, howdy! What do you do?
Ambrosia, not kind of they don't even go here situation, probably wouldn't know about the great tragedy. So Ambrosia will kind of turn towards Elena and I'll say, sorry, I'm not from round here. Dr. Kipling's family had some sort of tragedy? What is this?
When he was a young man, a student, the Kipling family suffered a great loss, and he is now the only living member of his family.
I see. In what way were they lost?
I don't know. All I know is that his entire family died. And when he was a very young student, perhaps recently arrived at the university. That was before my time.
Where were his family originally based?
Here in Creed Hall.
Okay, so out of character player me is like, so his entire family died. Elena doesn't know how, and there's no reference to it in the spooky library either.
No, there's no reference. No, to be clear, there's no reference to it specifically. Or there's only this one reference to it. I mean, in her records of her dealings with him. I mean, if you had a family just point of order, if you had some family tragedy, I'm sure we all do, right? It's probably not something that you describe at length in your business dealings.
Yeah. So
it's not saying that nobody knows about it. I'm saying that it's not, the specifics aren't in that book, and Elena doesn't know about it. That's all.
Interesting. But there also in the secret library thing when we looked for references to Dr. Bertram Kipling, there were none down there.
In that portion of the library, that's correct.
Yeah. Alrighty. Okay. So I'm going to talk to the others as well. So Dr. Bertram Kipling is now the only surviving member of his family due to some tragedy that occurred in his youth.
Indeed.
And he currently owns both a ship and a lakeside property that both are attached to the lake.
Yes, although I suppose he could sail down the river if he wished. Might be difficult. River's not that deep. In any case, yes.
Yeah. We think family tragedy might link to Dr. Bertram's current medical investigations.
That could be.
Is there anyone who would know what happened to the Kipling family?
Oh, I'm certain the Dean would know, but from what I understand, he's unlikely to be providing you with background information at this point.
Nah, it's fine. I'll just go up and ask him. We're bros.
I'm certain there are historical records of that sort of thing. I don't know them offhand, but I'm certain that the local journals and so forth of happenings in the city recorded
I don't
it.
think we need to know what happened to his family. We just need to find out where he is. Right? Doesn't matter.
We might be able to use it as leverage, but that's about it at this point.
Yeah.
Our main concern is ensuring that we locate him and stop whatever.
So, let's go to his house, and if he has dock access, maybe we can make for his ship from his house.
We might find some more pertinent information there as well.
We can also just walk on the water, so we'll just walk up to the ship.
When you say that, the male priest kind of gasps, like, "What?"
The saints give us many blessings.
Yeah.
It's true. They sure do.
We're all part of the flock. You know, Saint Blood Delilah help.
No.
Have the saints not, when you pray to the saints, do they not grant you power, Father? Or whatever your name would be, whatever his title would be.
Yes. The saints have blessed us in many ways.
This is one of the ways in which they blessed me. I must say, I did not know this gift until this outbreak on the lake happened, so I consider it fortuitous. In fact, I consider it a blessing from the saints themselves that I am granted this power.
Well, then perhaps it is indeed their will that you are here now, at this time, in this place, for this reason.
Yes. So, shall we go to Dr. Bertram Kipling's manor?
Well, lakeside property, but yes.
Yeah, lakeside property.
His shit shack near the lake.
Love Shack. So is that where you want to go, everyone? How are you going to go? So what is your plan to go there? How do you plan to go?
Is it in the city limits?
No, it's on the other, but it is on the other side of the city.
Well, we're still allowed to go in the city, so we'll just...
It is getting late.
And we do have someone who has a massive suit of armor.
We could take the long way around if you all want.
I will ask Elena. Now, I realize this might be a bit of a stretch. However, would it be possible for us to perhaps borrow some form of transportation where we can sit inside of a carriage and not be seen whilst we make our way through to the other side of town?
Nice.
Can you give me a persuasion check, please?
Well, we have a wheelbarrow.
Hey, that's all we need.
Yay!
Well, Kyle, that's a natural 1, so...
Can I give her advantage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Delilah, if Delilah's involved in the conversation, Delilah, tell me about how. First, give me a little bit of the fiction. How is it that Delilah is helping with that?
Yeah. So I will say, yes, my advanced years seem to be taking my memory from me. You do have several of those a couple carriages outside, and they did look so comfortable and unattended for now. Certainly, a lot of you shouldn't be wandering into town risking infection. Leave it to us.
Yeah, okay, Annabelle, make your second roll.
Got logic, I got reason, I got requests.
That's a 2.
Come on, Emma. The worst.
The dice gods do not like
That's
me.
true.
She says, I'm sorry, my brother has our carriage, and my colleagues here will certainly be retiring to their own abode shortly.
Well, you know, I tried.
Could they give us a lift?
Ambrosia, why don't you make a persuasion check? Not with advantage, because I would say it would be canceled out by the disadvantage of already being slightly,
Yeah. So is it advantage or disadvantage?
just regular. Just make it straight.
Oh, good. That's good. Is that so? That's a persuasion check plus 3. That'll be at 18.
The priest speaks up and she says, I can convey you there, at least nearby, and then, well, you'll be on your own from there. It's best that I don't get directly involved.
Any way we can get closer faster is a win.
Very well. So, we're going to take a break. I'm so glad that y'all decided to go in a direction that I did prepare for, because I literally had no idea what was going to happen. Like, I was like, are they going to burn down the house? Are they going to go for a swim in the lake? Are they going to run away from Creed Hall completely? I thought about all of those things.
When they were like milking Ambrosia for information, I was like going to interject, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let this play out.
Yeah, I was playing it as trying to. Obviously, I'll give them the information and read their reactions to it, because either they're involved and I can read the reactions to the information that's being given, because this is information that if they're evil, they already know. And if we're screwed, we're fully screwed. And I had a backup plan.
Fully screwed.
Fully screwed, yes. Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to come back in a minute. Hopefully we'll be semi-prepared for that. And we will see you in 5 or 10 minutes, everyone. Let's see you do that. And we'll be right back. Once again, we return to Gothic Brunch. Cheers, everyone. Had my slight snack, and we're ready to go. So, we are in a carriage with a priest of the Church of Saintly Blood who introduces herself as Sister Paulina. What does that look at, Emma?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing at all. Nothing.
All right. During the carriage ride, what do y'all discuss? It is about an hour. Maybe a little bit more. So,
Quint is deadly silent.
Ambrosia, you said that you're not from around here. Where are you from?
Oh, I originally lived in. You probably wouldn't know it. It is called Fartown. I lived there with my mother and my 10 brothers and sisters. It was a real family home.
Fartown. You're correct.
Yeah.
I've not heard of a place actually called Fartown before.
Well, you see, it originally they were trying to think of a name, but the brothers who founded it had come from so far away and were very drunk at the time that they just thought, YOLO, let's call it Fartown. And that is how my town came to be.
YOLO, is that a common expression where you're from?
Yes, it is part of the kind of the words that we use, like yeet and YOLO and Kobe.
Kobe?
Yes, you know of Kobe.
No.
Oh, I'll have to teach you about it some other time. But they are all very intrinsic words into the culture of Fartown.
Fascinating.
Truly, I could give you a full rundown.
No, it's
of the
quite
entire-
all right. It's quite all right.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we're not in the house anymore, are we? That's me talking, not her. Yeah, no, now we're in a carriage journey, aren't we? Yes. Annabelle, are you from this region?
I am not really from around here either. I'm from further north.
How far north?
Far enough.
As far as the forest or up into Lamashtu?
As far I'm the forest.
I see. That's for the best.
I'm sure it is.
The Mashtuans are an unholy people.
Are they?
Well, yes.
Is that according to you or according to everyone?
No, I think it's well understood.
Believe they are vampires, correct?
Some have said that, yes.
That would explain their unholy nature.
And you, Delilah? I believe you are from around here, aren't you? At least, I'm sure that I've heard your name around town.
The place I call home. Is not Creed Hall. But unfortunately, the place I call home is no longer there.
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. Dark times we live in.
Yes. It is by definition very, very far away. Because I can't go back.
And so Creed Hall, while not perhaps your home, is where you reside now, at least until the Dean decided to decree otherwise.
Creed Hall is just yet another city that I'm passing through. I may pass through here for the next 50 years, or maybe just another summer.
Kitty.
Yeah.
Is that Josie? Is that Thor?
This is Thor.
All right.
Josie is the dog.
Okay. Oh, right, because Josie and the Pussycats. Yes.
Loki usually makes the appearances, right? Or
It's... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to yell in your ear. Yeah, it's normally Loki, but Thor has been hanging out in here recently.
Thor is stealing Loki's thunder on the stream.
Oh,
jeez.
wow. Wow. You know what?
I hate you both.
No, you know what? No, I'll give. The more I think about it, the more I'm proud that you did that. I'm okay with this.
I made Cthulhu Uncle proud, and I have made the pun bot proud.
Because that's not exactly a pun, but it is a fun reference.
Exactly.
I wish
I
I
can
were
feel-
dead.
I could feel Matthew's disdain coming through soon.
I'm listening to Donna Summer to block out.
Which one?
MacArthur Park.
Yes, I love that song. Sorry, we'll not get sidetracked with Donna Summer.
No, we're really not. So, Quint, you're staying quiet in there.
Yeah.
Do you just kind of like sit and then just like sit absolutely still the whole time?
He's gonna try. I think Quint at this point is like, okay, I've sort of made this act for myself. I should probably see it through. I don't necessarily know if he knows why, but I think right now he feels like that's the best way to go. I think at this point, the less questions that are asked about stuff, the better.
Huh. Really? I see. That's an interesting statement. So, is it your... So I think in that case, Sister Paulina turns to the other three and says, so, your clockwork here, where did you procure it?
We have ties to some of the guilds in town, and they're trying out some new mechanics and asked us if we could road test this one in combat.
Are they aware of your test results?
We're updating them as we go.
Patch notes.
Yeah. The data will be transferred in a block system where quarterly.
I see. Well, we're getting close. I think you could make the way there yourself. At this point, the sun is just setting across the lake, and the moon is starting to come up. And perhaps you'll remember that now was the deadline to not be seen in the city again, at least as decreed by the good doctor, Dr. Wolfstan. She lets you out and says, I'm sorry, I can't remain. I don't wish to be seen in this area. But I certainly hope that all goes well on your mission. And I'm certain that we'll be looking forward to learning the results of how this goes for you.
We will update you as we go.
Very
But
good.
thank you so much for the carriage ride, and it has been a great help.
You make your way down a small winding road close to the lake.
I have a question. Do we have time to re-up everybody's stuff?
It's up to you.
Or we take some time to do that?
Do you want to?
If once the carriage goes, I actually ask that. Like, do we want to take some time to prepare to make sure we're all in tip-top shape?
If we go into somewhere or we need to disguise, I've got silent image that I can make it look disguised.
Pizza?
No, thank you.
We're
No, thank you.
already past the time
thank
limit,
you.
so
Oh.
Kyle, always take pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza and mimosa. I just had some jerky.
Pizza and orange juice is delicious together. It's one of my favorite things. Yeah.
I'm glad that you like it.
It's very acidic though. So I will say you can polish my armor, Quinn, if you want.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I did Kyle's.
Yes, Quint could polish my armor too.
Oh my god!
Quinn can polish all of our armor.
Anytime
For
he
the love
wants.
of God, people.
Red, just red.
Oh boy, howdy. Oh,
That is what our brochure is going to say, is that Quinn can polish my armor anytime.
I'm not wearing any armor.
Oh,
Oh boy, howdy, coming in real
even better.
Christ.
So sorry.
No, you're not.
You're not.
I was apologizing to my cat. It's
Ah!
Yeah.
I'm not apologizing for anything else. I'm merely apologizing for disrupting his rest.
Oh my god. So Quint while he's working on everything, is this a constant stream of like rambling now because he was quiet for so long?
He could. Now he's got to let it all out.
Yeah, just all the pent up like thoughts in his head and everything. Oh boy, I wish I could have looked at that book. And did you see all those people? There are so many things in that person. And blah 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 blah. But he also mentions while he's working, I think they were all dredgers. I can't confirm it, but I think there's up to something. I don't think this is just purely a charitable thing. Or it might be for her, but I think the people she's dealing with are not exactly on board with.
Oh yeah, totally.
Are you saying that in front of one of them who's in the carriage?
No, it's after.
Oh, no.
It's after you got out of the carriage. He said that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were working on it while we were... I got it. Okay, I misunderstood. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But anyways, he finishes working on everything, so everybody's stuff is up to date. So.
Yeah. No. He did make that clear. I wasn't gonna do that to you. That would be terrible.
I
Terrible.
got confused when things got weird.
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
got confused when things got weird.
I don't think anything got weird. I think it's all fine.
That's my motto. I easily get confused.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye.
Bye.
Please bring us pizza.
No, she's heading off to external activities. Okay, let's see. Just for finishing a few things here. All right. So, you reach a small dock area where you do, in fact, see a ship docked. Why don't I just show us all this location?
Well, look at that.
Oh.
Thanks to Elven Tower for the map.
Yeah.
It looks so cool.
You do see, obviously, as you can tell, blacked out, because those are just for the interiors. You'd certainly see the exteriors, however, of several small outbuildings and one large warehouse. And then on the far side of it, you see... let me make sure of this. It's kind of built into the side of a hill. That's what is on the other side of that. And then a small sunken sort of ship. what would you like to do? Oh, let me change the music as well.
And there don't appear to be like people wandering this dock. This is like a private. This is his personal dock.
Why don't you give me a perception check?
Okay.
And I think Quint would also be curious about keeping an eye out for stuff as well.
Oh wow, that's a 9.
Okay. Quint, why don't you give me yours?
Alrighty. 11 plus 17.
You don't see any movement, any of you. Quint, you think you might hear some movement from either the ship or inside one of the buildings, but you don't see anything.
I mentioned this to the group.
Oh, can't hear you, Matthew.
I'm lip syncing Donna Summer.
Oh,
I wasn't talking.
that's beautiful. Go back to that. That's great.
Yeah, I'm not muted.
Never change, Matthew. Never
No.
change.
So
The experience is perfect.
Delilah snaps out of it as she remembers her time at MacArthur Park. She says, "Okay, well, let's just walk gingerly here. Remember, we're investigating an area, but we're actually not. It's not like we have these people dead to rights. We're not here to slaughter anyone. Let's just look for Dr. Bertram Kipling."
Is there a name on the ship that we can see?
It's a little bit at an angle, a little bit far away. Seems like it ends in the words "on."
Side note, I love how when Matthew says, "Let's approach gingerly here," Ginger gets up and walks away.
He's like, "Leave me alone."
My dog's very nice.
I'm sure, but he's just like, "Nah, I don't want all these other people. Just you, Matthew."
Right.
I don't know why I'm imagining your dog having the voice of like a middle-aged diner waitress who's been smoking for 40 years.
Gingy.
Gingy. I feel like Ginger has a voice like Delilah.
Oh, she's ready. She's hungry for flesh.
Oh,
You said Gingy. Now I'm imagining that your dog is the dog version of Gigi from Kiki's Delivery Service.
Oh, fair. Kind of is. Oh, you're so cute. All right. So yeah, I can't stealth. None of us can. Hey, Jack / and/or Annabelle.
Hello.
Why don't you scout ahead, Jack, or Annabelle?
I shall go and I was going to suggest I could scout ahead because I got that sweet Misty Step.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not particularly stealthy, but I am pretty good at looking at stuff sometimes.
We could go together. And I'm going to go to the penny farthing form who would be most at home at a dock.
it's a dark dock.
Well, this is the perfect place for a chimney sweep with a heart full of dreams to be.
Christ.
Val, you are a treasure.
If that is the case, if you two are going together, yes.
All right.
Enhance ability, 3rd level, dexterity. You have advantage on all dexterity ability checks
Awesome.
for an hour.
Righty.
All right. Is that a
Stealth.
is that a concentration spell?
Yep, keeping that in mind.
All right. I will just note that while they haven't moved or anything like that, I will note that you can see on the ship, yes, those large ballistae, which are those big crossbow-looking things.
But nobody's manning them, right?
At the moment, no.
At the moment.
Alright, so Team Fae and Werewolf gonna go check this out.
Say that so loudly.
Team Cursed are gonna go.
That's
Damn.
better.
Somehow it is.
Do we want to check out the warehouse, or do we want to perhaps go to the ship first?
I think we want to. I think we should check out these buildings, but I think we should try to do it in a way where we walk past the ship, so we can also take a quick, gander at that.
So there's a small building directly in front of you. You don't see the door on the side where you are, and then there's a large warehouse just north of it, or north of it on our map. Let's not worry about.
Do we see a carriage?
You do not.
Okay.
Oh, that's all right then. Yeah, we're just two ladies out on the docks in the middle of the night. Nothing suspicious about that.
I mean, no, never mind.
No.
Quick, hold my hand. We're
Yeah.
on a date.
This is a date. Hello. We're just two people who like a midnight stroll at the dock. We're fond of ships.
I am so confused right now, but that's okay.
Everyone is.
We're shipping ourselves. That's
Sails itself.
I ship it.
Kyle, I am unable to move my token on this.
All right, let me see. Give me a second. Oh, well, no, that's wrong. Jesus, y'all change your names. Okay, now I figured out who is who. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Annabelle, you should be able to move yours now.
Yes. Perfect.
I don't know why yours is not right and everybody else's was, but it's fine. It's fine now. We're all fine. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
All right. You're kind of coming around. By the way, you can now see that the name of the ship is the Scorpion.
Oh.
I don't like that.
Oh.
All right.
To that small building right where you are, the door is on the north side.
Okay.
The small building that's closest to the pier, the door is on the south side. And you haven't seen doors to the main warehouse yet.
Got it. Are there any windows on this building?
There are not.
Yeah.
It's like a small
Oh,
storage
wow.
building.
Got it. All right.
Righty then.
While you two are doing that, what are Quint and Delilah doing?
I plan on waiting outside that gate. Is this a gate, or can we just step on?
Oh, you can step on. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna walk up like about here and kind of wait.
Okay. Quint, your carriage has departed, so you don't have to worry about at least that. What does the iron golem with the man inside do?
I'm going to wait here.
Okay.
And sort of keep an eye on not just my friends, but also the wider area, sort of like an Overwatch. In case I need to run in, I can.
Okay. So there's a door. Oh, helps if I'm on the right thing. There's a door here. A door here. And a door here. And a door there. Do you want to check out the small building, or are you going to go to the ship, or which building are you going to check out?
Oh, you're muted.
Yeah. I'm trying to just meander down this way, as if I'm looking out at the lake. But while I'm looking at the lake, I'm actually trying to look on the ship to see if I can see anybody on the ship while we make our way down to look at the buildings.
Very good. Give me a perception check if you don't mind.
I don't, but my dice apparently mind me rolling them today. Oh, fuck you. That's 15.
You do not see any movement on the ship.
Great.
And because there's no windows on the storage building either. So what a beautiful night this is for a stroll. Should we go on the ship? Because that looks, I can't see inside. What a night we're having!
Why are you yelling? Don't draw any attention to us.
Remember, you're not on like on a public dock. You're like at somebody's private dock. So
Never mind. Whispers. Whispers all the way.
I think we should real quietly try to get onto the ship.
Right. One sec. Can I Misty Step onto the ship?
yes, you can.
Oh,
Quint's gonna move over to the right a little bit just to keep an eye on them.
So, hang on just a minute. I have something for that.
Uh-oh.
No. Don't uh-oh. No need to uh-oh. I want to look at something on the spell. But nothing. I know that you don't trust me, but trust me. Okay. Previously, when you have used Misty Step, you've been surrounded by a silvery mist. This time, when you do, there's no sound to it, but you're surrounded by storm clouds and thunderheads with a little bit of lightning around it. There's no sound, there's no actual thunder, just it looks like a lightning storm surrounds you, and you teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see. Where is it that you just pop right onto the ship?
I'm gonna pop over to here.
All right, and what do you do there?
I'm going to. Well, first, Annabelle's gonna hear as Ambrosia teleports. That that's new. And once I land on the ship, I'm going to try and scout out and see if there's anybody on the docks or if I can hear anybody.
Give me a perception check, please.
Alrighty then. Ooh. Everything's fine. That is a 13.
You might hear something below decks, but it could just be the ship kind of rocking in the waves.
Right, then I'm gonna creep along. Oh, actually, I'm gonna make sure that it's safe for Annabelle when she tries to get on.
It's moored. The ship is kind of tied up to the moors.
Then, actually, is there anything I can do to deactivate this big old ballista?
When you say deactivate it, it's a big mounted crossbow. It's not currently loaded. There's nobody manning it. Or you just want to destroy it?
Oh, good lord, no, that will bring a lot of attention to us. Can I tamper with it in any way?
Sure. Give me an intelligence check.
Ha! That's
Because you're
fine.
not... I don't think you're proficient with, like, Tinker's tools or things like that.
That 20, so 21 total.
Yeah, you're pretty confident that you could just, like, take out a little blade of some sort and kind of sever the lines that are used to actually launch the missiles, if that's what you wanted to do.
Just precautions.
Can you give me a dexterity sleight of hand check?
Yes, and we have enhanced ability on Dex, right?
Correct.
yeah.
What does that mean?
We're all at advantage, is that right?
Advantage, yes. And also as a minor note of the spell, you do take reduced falling damage.
So that was sleight of hand? Or, yeah, that's another nat 20, so 25 altogether.
Yeah, you're able to sever, and you kind of hold it in your hands as you do, so that it doesn't rebound. The lines have some tension in them, and you're able to kind of release it carefully so it doesn't make an extra sound as you do that. Very
The dice gods were like, this idiot is gonna die. Let's try and help.
sneaky. Oh, that's still possible.
Oh, bugger. In which case, after that, I'm gonna sneak over to here and, like, wave to Annabelle.
All right. So, Annabelle, are you stomping over there?
Well, I'm not stomping, but I am casually and quietly walking my way over there.
Quietly. All right. So, give me a stealth check, please.
Oh, bless you, child. All right. That is a 21.
Not bad. Yeah, you get right over there with no trouble. Bloop.
Bloop.
Quint and Delilah, what are you two doing?
I think seeing them move up onto the ship, Quint's gonna move forward to like the corner of the shack, so he's not in view of like anybody who might be watching from the windows, but he wants to be just a little closer, and he's moving as quietly as he can.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. Yours is at disadvantage.
All right. Not bad, still. 13.
Yeah, y'all can hear the steps, but it's not like crunch, 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 crunch. Delilah, what are you doing? You're muted?
So, how much did they inspect this house?
Not at all.
I'm just gonna say where I am. I'm terrible at investigating and stuff.
I was going to say Quint would like to take a look at it. You know, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to keep an eye on things.
The building, the small outhouse that's between you two, outhouse, not like, is some sort of shed. You haven't looked inside, but there's just a rickety door on the north side of it.
I'm gonna move up and then look inside the rickety door.
All right, so we're gonna reveal that.
And are there any lights on in the major manor?
In the warehouse, no.
No, but I mean like in the big building.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I see where you're clicking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope, that's not a manor by any stretch. It doesn't look like one anyway. So that's from the outside. Yeah, inside.
It's a house, right?
It looks like a warehouse.
Okay.
You see, just a small storage location here. There are some wheelbarrows, crates, barrels,
okay.
etc.
I'll just rifle around a little bit and close the door behind me.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Rifle check. 21.
21. Yeah, all of these appear to be like not all of them, but they primarily appear to be foodstuffs and supplies, just kind of general supplies for maintaining boats and so forth, rope and canvas and whatnot. Nothing that seems unusual or catches your eye in any way, and certainly nothing that seems particularly valuable.
Is there like burlap and like bags full of stuff, that's kind of comfortable?
You're gonna lay down to take a nap?
No, I'm gonna put sort of. I'm gonna put them in like the wheelbarrow and just sit down because I'm old.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
All right.
And I did close that door. So.
Right. Quentin, Delilah went in there. You heard some moving around, and then everything got quiet. You good?
I'm gonna. If I don't hear anything untoward, I'm going to trust that my colleagues are still, as of yet, undiscovered.
Okay. Ambrosia and Annabelle, you're up on the deck of the ship. There's the kind of a grate in the deck right there in the middle of it, and then obviously the two masts and whatnot. What are you two doing over there?
Kyle, a while back when we were working on Annabelle, I can't remember what we decided. Did we give me keen sense?
I believe so.
Okay. So could I take a moment and actually smell around to see if I could get the sense that there are other people on this ship?
Oh, yeah. Yes, please do.
Okay. All right. Okay. Do I roll at advantage with that?
Whatever it says on there.
We never.
What does keen senses say? Let's just say yes, because it's more fun that way.
Okay.
I don't know we'll figure it out later.
20.
20. Something smells rotten below decks.
Ooh.
There it is.
Yeah, very, like, unusually pungent.
All right. So I'm gonna take a moment. You're gonna see me kind of like sniff the air, and I'm gonna lean over to Ambrosia and say, "All right. I don't know if you can smell it, but below deck here, there is something that is freshly rotten, and it is sharp to the senses."
Can I smell it at all?
What's that?
Can I smell it at all?
You can give me a perception check as well. However, I'm going to say at disadvantage because there's a lot of odors here from the dock and the lake and all of that.
I got a 5.
You do smell the normal smell of, like, you know, decaying algae and fish and that sort of thing that you would expect on the shore of a large lake.
Ambrosia just constantly carries perfume around with them, so whenever there's a bad smell, like, all I can smell is perfume. Ambrosia's gonna go back into their default form and just be like, so, something's rotting down there.
I think before we do anything else, we want to get the others. Maybe we could take a quick look around these buildings, but I'm pretty sure below deck, in here, is what we need to be investigating. But I don't know who else is on this ship. I don't know if anybody else is on here with us. I'm a little worried about these crossbows, but we also may be able to use them to our advantage.
Well, we might be able to use one of them. I broke the other one.
All right. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad. That was a good decision. I thank you.
I'm new to this team player thing.
Quint
I-
it if we need to.
All right. Let's take a look at this building right off of the pier here, and then go meet back up with the other two.
So you want to go to that one?
Yeah. Oh, bye.
I'm sorry.
Whoop.
Woofed.
Woofed. Okay.
Woofed.
Yeah, we can open that up for examination for sure. If I can click on the right, there we go. I have way too many things happening to run this stream. I mean, too many things open. I mean, all right. Nope, that's the wrong thing. This is the right thing. You see there a small office with a desk, shelves, and a couple of chests. And a door to the back.
I've had poor experiences with doors that lead to small spaces. Death by broom, that sort of thing. So I'm going to just investigate the desk.
All right. Yeah, give me a perception check.
Oh, okay. Perception. That is 15.
Yeah, this is Dr. Kipling's place. You see a couple of documents. Nothing particularly unusual, just like, you know, bills and so forth for, you know, pretty typical sorts of things for supplies and deliveries and that sort of thing, indicating that this is, in fact, the office of one Dr. Bertram Kipling.
Right, well, I'm glad we cleared this up. This is definitely Bertram's office.
I'm putting my ear up to that door on the other side to see if I hear anything.
All right, give me a perception check.
Wow. It's 6.
You don't hear anything.
I think it's empty.
All right, well, oh wait, are there chests in here?
Yep.
Can I check the chests?
If you want to.
Don't like that phrasing, Kyle.
I don't know what the problem is.
If you want to, death awaits. If you want to.
Sure.
Yes, and now.
They're unlocked.
No.
In-
That's not it.
Nope. I don't like this. I don't like it at all.
They're empty.
Oh, okay.
That's terrible. I don't like that. That's weird.
That's okay. I'm going to slowly lower the lid. Carefully, quietly. Gonna pat the chest. Then I'm gonna go over to the door.
Where Annabelle is?
Yeah. Can I hear anything?
Give me a perception check.
I got a net one.
You don't hear anything.
We are the best investigators this side of the Mississippi.
Chief Fay Wolf, doing great.
All right, now something tells me that there is a larger presence above us waiting for us to open this door, and it will rain hellfire down upon us. Do we want to open it, or should we go meet back up with the other two?
You sense the presence that when I make choices, I can just feel it going, ha ha!
Correct.
Oh, we should probably open this door.
All right.
I don't want it though.
All right, you open the door,
And we die.
and on the other side you see some cabinets, like chests of drawers and so forth.
And I investigate the cabinet.
It casts magic missile. No, I'm kidding.
Maybe!
Your hand sticks to it.
You form, becoming a cabinet.
Yeah. So yeah. Give me a perception check.
Okay. That's +2, that's a 14.
Yeah, as you go through them, they have all sorts of weird, small, little supplies, little bits of, and I say supplies, like little bits of cotton, little different kind of odd rocks, little pieces of like debris, small objects, a penny here, a fish hook there, but they're all sorted and separated.
These are objects?
Yeah, there's like a piece of steel wool in one of them. There's feathers in others, etc. Just these random small objects, an assortment of objects, but they're very well organized.
I'm gonna turn to my conscience, aka Annabelle, and go, I really want to take the rock.
All right, you know what? I'm not going to tell you not to, but I mean, Delilah might be able to tell us what this is for, but I think that all we know here is that this man is doing some incredibly shady shit, and so I think I'm nervous. I want to go back to the other two. I don't like this one bit.
Y'all get so nervous exploring these places.
Kyle, we know you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because I'm thinking as well, he might notice if they're in separate piles that one of them's gone missing. I'm like, I mean, I don't know that Delilah's just sleeping in another place, so I'm like, oh, I'll try and maintain everything as it's supposed to be.
Okay, so you kind of leave it as it was. You just kind of look at the stuff. Fair enough. Quint, what are you doing while they're inside? While all of your friends are inside small buildings right now, and you're just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, I'm just sort of keeping an eye on this larger building. Like, I'm taking a really good long look at it. Is like nobody's moving in any windows.
There are no windows.
No windows.
Oh,
Okay.
It looks like just a tall warehouse.
Okay. Yeah,
Maybe
Quint,
20 feet tall.
Yeah, Quint is just waiting there in case he needs to run out.
Yeah, and I think the only door you've kind of seen there that is on the... Oh, it helps if I'm actually on the... The problem is I have like 4 versions of the map that I can look at in OBS, in Twitch, and in my browser. So, yeah, there's a door in kind of the center of where this juts out.
Okay.
But that's all. That's all that you've seen from where you are. All right, Delilah, are you just resting your old knees?
Yeah, I reckon. I'm just kind of.
I reckon.
Yeah, well, that's how I talk. That is. I just don't feel like I should be. I've disadvantaged. I'm not sneaky, not an investigator. I'm helping out how I can.
All right. Okay, back to the Feywolf team. Feywolf. Yeah, I think you've investigated this building fairly thoroughly. You've been to the upper deck of the ship, and you know there's some smell from within it. You can see for the other buildings, obviously directly across from you is the entrance to the main warehouse. You see large double doors over, also kind of in the central area over there, and then building to the north, there's a door, and some sort of hillside area on the other side of the docks. What would you like to do?
Want to go back to the other two?
Yeah.
Okay.
Going to Crete.
I think Delilah's inside the shack. She hasn't moved, and I haven't heard any noises.
What do you mean? Is she all right? And I'm gonna go bursting in the door.
I just look up. I'm sitting on the wheelbarrow at the edge, just with a bunch of burlap, sitting on burlap sacks and such. I just look up at the door at Annabelle. Yes.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm just sitting down.
And I'm gonna lean back and be like, "Quint, you could have." It's all right. The picture was painted a little differently in my head. It's fine.
Listen, it looked very impressive when you did it, though. So, points for that.
Delilah,
Yes.
when we were on the ship, I could smell some considerable pungent rot coming from the lower decks of that. And in the smaller building over there, Ambrosia found some... I'm trying to say it loud enough so Quint can also hear. Ambrosia found some... it was all sorts of things that were organized quite well. There were rocks and cotton and pennies. Coppers.
Panties?
There were...
Pennies!
Oh. I did not hear. I was very confused.
There was none of that sort of thing discovered in that building.
Rocks and pennies.
There were no undergarments.
It sounds like he's just a collector. Rocks, coins, organized in drawers.
Feathers. What else? Little
Yeah.
pieces of rubber.
Yes, it's just a collection. Even sinister people have personalities. Let's investigate the boat if there's a putrid smell coming from it.
We take a look at the larger building here, see if there's anything in it, though.
Perhaps we might want to just listen to... Oh, sorry, didn't mean to...
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Darn.
I was just... I don't
We
know.
we already have a lead, don't we? So why not follow the lead?
All right. We can do that.
Yeah.
Does that mean we're going to the boat?
Yes.
I'm just confirming.
I like to think that did happen all happen in case, like, damn it, we're all just standing there staring at the light. I was like, does that mean we're going to the boat? Yes.
No, I said that in character. That was Annabelle. That was not Emma.
It was both.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
It was both.
Yeah. We're actually the same person.
You know, there's a little bit of each of us in the characters that we play.
Yep.
I don't know what you mean. I'm gonna put up.
All right, Perkins.
No.
No, Matthew is actually a crone.
Yeah.
He is what we all will aspire to be.
Fair.
Let's just go to the fucking boat.
All right. So, tell me how you go about this. Who goes first? Which entrance to the lower deck do you use? Or assuming you're going to the lower deck, how are you going about this?
Quint, I think Quint would like to try to be in front of Delilah. You know, if Delilah's going to be doing her thing, Quint's going to make sure that she stays alive to do her thing.
That's fine.
I'll go first because snaky.
Yeah, I'm just trying to casually walk up. I can try to stealth, but it's going to be embarrassing for everyone involved.
And I'm gonna I'm trying to sort of like hang back and like survey the area as we're walking over there to make sure that my friends are not gonna be ambushed.
Okay.
I
like-
like this setup.
Yeah, I like to imagine that Ambrosia trying to go really sneakily and like be really stealthy, and then Delilah's just behind walking as normal.
Does Delilah? I imagine. I don't know if this is actually correct or not, and I don't ever use it mechanically. Just in my head, I just imagine Delilah being slightly stooped and using a walking stick,
Yeah, more or less.
which I think explains the stealth even more than.
Also my
Yeah,
armor.
I'd say even more than the armor. To me, that's I don't know. My knees hurt right now just thinking about it because I'm like, I feel old some days. So this is where you are, Ambrosia. What are you doing up there at the deck?
I'm going to investigate this grate. Are there any other ways to get down to the lower deck?
Yeah. Okay, I guess not clear what this is. There is to the north and south, as it were. Those are little stairways that lead down.
Oh, heck yeah, I'm using the stairway.
Oh, very good. I'm so glad.
Oh, bugger.
What? I don't understand. All right, everybody, hang on. I gotta do a thing. I have juggling too many things. Okay, Ambrosia. A couple of things happen here.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So you head down there, and I'm gonna say, actually, let me.
So did we make it to the boat?
You tell me. Did you get to the boat? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you as she heads down?
I'm behind her.
Okay.
I'm gonna go down to the
Annabelle, what about you?
I am going to be. I'm taking up the rear. So I'm following the group, but I'm still kind of looking at them and also just looking at the area and sniffing all the time.
Fair. I'm revealing some. So, Ambrosia, you are actually up here. If you look up to your north there.
Ah!
Okay, that's actually the lower deck up
Wondered what
there.
that was.
Yeah, I can't. If Roll20 will cooperate, thank you. It's not exactly right, but it's close enough for government work. Yeah, Ambrosia, you are up there. You've gone down. You're in a small passageway. What would you like to do? There's a door in front of you and a door at the end. And then there's a passage, and then it goes further down, like into the actual hold, to your right.
I'm gonna stick by my friends who are coming down with me, and I'm gonna stealthy. Do we wanna... I'm gonna turn around and go, right, do we wanna go further in? Or do we wanna go around? Annabelle, what do you smell?
What do I smell?
Death.
Oh dear.
I will say that. I will say I smell death.
Always an encouraging smell.
Just open that door, and that's in your southerly direction.
Open the door of my southerly direction. I would like to do that very quietly.
There's a small cabin there, a bed, 2 chests, cabinet, and another one of those kind of bookshelves.
Is there anything of interest in this?
Give me a perception check. Oh, I revealed one of the other rooms. Oh well, it doesn't matter.
That would be a dirty 20.
That bookshelf. So most of it has just like personal effects and so forth. The bookshelf, however, has a number of tomes, journals rather, of his research, his magical research.
I would like to take a moment to read that.
You flip through it real quick and give me an Arcana check.
Dope. I forgot. I was proficient. That is 21.
21. Yeah, these are definitely records of necromantic experiments trying to raise dead and animate dead, and records of his different attempts to carry out things and measuring how vivacious the raised abominations were and how well they followed his instructions and that sort of thing.
I would like to take this journal as evidence. In case we need it.
Okay?
And I'm going to tell the rest of the group that, yeah, definitely necromancy. Definitely bad.
Are you saying that kind of where they can hear it to the upper deck?
I should return. Oh, are they still on the upper deck?
I'm following Ambrosia.
I guess I'll also come down below decks.
Okay. Y'all can move up to where you see where Ambrosia is, up there. Let me, yeah. Oh, Annabelle. Annabelle, you're kind of at where there's a another small flight of steps leading down into the hold. That smell is very strong down there. What do you do?
I can't. Is it dark? Is it like pitch black down there?
It is dark.
Okay. I'm going to lean over to the group and say, it seems to be coming from further down below, just so that we're all aware of that. It's real strong down there.
You see in the dark.
That's a really great question. I cannot currently.
I don't think that, yeah.
I will cast light on my, gauntlet or whatever.
Oh, very good. Yep, definitely stealthy like a snake. All right. So, Delilah, do you head down there? Is that what happens?
Yes.
And I'm following close behind.
Okay, then. I'm just fixing some reveal. Oh, you know what? It doesn't matter. Y'all are going in there. So let's just do this like that. So first of all, there's two things. First of all, I'll just give you the description of the general area. Yeah, this is definitely sort of a cargo hold. There are all sorts of crates and barrels and supplies, many of which are stamped with the De Rosalba family crest. There's some movement down here, and from behind one of the crates, if I can select this, yes, comes one of those zombies.
Oh no!
However, perhaps more significantly, striding down the steps from the other end, from the fore end of the ship, is Dr. Bertram Kipling.
Oh shit!
Wait, does he?
Oh yeah, no. Y'all were talking, and then Delilah cast light. He could see you. You could just barely make him out. You could see him. I mean, it's not hidden from you, but and he looks at you and he says, "What are you doing on my ship?"
We are investigating an outbreak of zombies and necromancy, and I glance over to the zombie. Do you know anything about it?
I think we both know the answer to that question, don't we?
We were also tasked to find you by the Dean of Crete Hall.
He always gets in the way. I'm sorry that you came all the way out here. but you're not going to be able to report back to him. I don't think that's a good idea. You can't interrupt my research. Humanity needs what I'm working on.
And what are you working on?
Defeating the curse of death.
Ah.
Alrighty. And how does that relate to the blue rot exactly?
I'm working on that. I'll have it under control. I just need a little more time.
Aha, I see that you have everything under control.
It'll be fine. Science sometimes leads us to things we don't understand, and with experiment and effort, we can fix this. And I will fix this without people meddling.
Quint looks visibly like even in his armor, he looks like he's very angry. Like, I've heard people say that before. I don't think you're doing a good job of this.
You have no idea the strides that I've made.
Why are you trying to defeat death in the first place?
None of us want to die.
But you seem particularly fervent in your mission to defeat.
Because I can fix this. I am the one who will usher humanity into a new age of immortality.
Oh, honey, you are in way over your head.
Here's the thing. Your concept of what you're doing makes you think real highly of yourself, and I think you forget that there is an order to this universe, and you are quite low on the rung.
You all have no idea what I am now capable of.
I think you have no idea what we are capable of, and I am prepared to take you down.
Are you, though?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Quint sort of taps his shield with the maul.
Do you understand that the fear of death can be one of the most potent and powerful forces that you can use for yourself?
Oh, I'm more aware of that than you can imagine at this moment.
I'm not sure about that.
Speaking of death, there's no reason you have to come out of this a corpse.
I don't intend to.
We'd like to bring you back to the Di Rosalvas so you can help prevent and fix your mistakes.
I'm working on that here. Don't take me away from my research.
I think you're in over your head.
Your blue rot is spreading... Sorry, Delilah.
No, it's okay.
It's infected almost half the population at this point. At this rate, you won't have anybody left to defeat death, too.
It won't matter because I will bring them all back.
You can't. You take away their choice. Some people choose death.
Not the people with blue rot. That's why I will fix this.
You're the cause of this.
And that's why I'm the one who has to fix it. None of you can. I'm the only one capable of fixing this.
How can one person cure half the population of a city? How do you intend on doing this?
When I have perfected the ritual, then all will be as it should be. In the meantime, I really must ask you not to report to the dean, not to interrupt my research, and not to cause any further difficulties. If you really care for the people of Creed Hall, you will do this.
I'm gonna like turn around and look at the group and say, I don't really care to be told what to do, but I'm gonna go ahead and follow your lead.
I'm going to say you need to come back with us so that the De Rosalvas can help you with their considerable resources. So that we can stop this.
Can you...
And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to add on. Oh, no, go ahead. No, I was done.
Can you give me a persuasion check at advantage, counting that... The advantage being that everyone else is participating in the conversation. That's them aiding you. That's their help action.
15.
I won't go with you, but you could let them know that more supplies will help in this endeavor. I need medicine. I need bandages. I need containers. I could use a few goats.
I'm sorry, what?
Okay. Okay. And what do you need the goats for?
The ritual.
Uh-huh.
And who's helping you with the ritual?
No one. Just me. Why would I need your help? No one else is capable of this as I am.
Right. And where did you learn this ritual?
My own research.
From a certain tome?
What do you mean?
Any accursed leaves?
What do you mean?
Using a ritual that involves goats? You're telling me you came up with this all by yourself?
I am the originator of the research.
We can't let you continue, unfortunately.
There's more here than you know.
I have no doubt about that. And I'm going to turn to the group and say, let's try to take him alive, please.
I'm gonna try one thing. It's not gonna work.
Okay.
It's a good opener.
Charm person.
Yeah.
Alright, so what is the specific spell that you're casting?
Charm person.
Okay.
We're gonna fight either way. I was waiting to the last, like, are we definitely gonna go fight to do this?
Alright. What is your DC?
14?
Charm person, if it makes a wisdom saving throw with advantage if you're fighting it. Currently you're not actually fighting, so that's fine. I'll rule that he does not have advantage. But if he fails, he'll be charmed by you, meaning he can't attack you. He has advantage on... You have advantage on ability checks to interact socially with him. What does it look like when you try to charm him?
Oh no! I'm just gonna...
Because there's a verbal and somatic, is the reason I'm asking.
Yes. So Ambrosia is going to turn to him and be like, giving you a chance to come easy, my friend.
Your pitiful magics are no match for what I have achieved here. And he is not charmed. He makes a saving throw.
He is so annoying. I say this in character.
So I assume this is when the fighting's going to start?
Yeah, bring it on.
Alright, so that's what we're going to pick up next week.
Oh no.
Oh, I have the perfect one-liner for my initiative roll. Just
Excellent.
no.
Excellent. So next week we will begin with initiative.
Oh,
Oh boy.
oh boy is right.
As a
Do
reminder,
y'all see this cave? Do y'all see this cave?
yeah, there's a cave there. Yep.
Do y'all see this cave?
That's a cave? I thought it was a mountain.
Look at the water flow.
Oh, that cave.
Oh.
I did not zoom. I mean, I zoomed in too much and I didn't see that.
I assumed
And
you could
there's
see a little bit of it. Yeah, there's definitely like an old wreck right there. You could see a little when you were on the deck of the ship. I assumed you could see a little bit into it. In fact, I would say that you could see a little bit more probably. Let me do it like this. Let's see. Yeah. You got to see a little bit more into it.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh dear. This is going to be a hell of an episode.
So, next week will be the next to last episode.
Oh boy.
I say that. You could all die terribly and it's the last episode, but let's hope not.
Come on, not with Delilah.
We're fine.
I'll give you this, however. You all leveled to 7th.
One.
Yes.
I do that every time.
So you'll be a little bit more prepared for Dr. Kipling and his minions.
Terrifying.
Fine, he's not going to kill you all. He's going to kill you all.
I don't like that.
Supremely unworthy.
Ooh.
Very good. So, in the meantime, let's go around. Let's do the thing where we go around and we just very quickly remind people who we are, if there's anything that you want to plug, and if there's what your favorite moment for today was. So let's start with Emma.
Oh, hello. I'm Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter.